Hey, so good morning, it's me, and my son is having a meltdown. He had a poop, and it's really hard for me. Stop. It's hard for me to change it. And I can imagine he's very uncomfortable. Let's see, he just got some marks on me. Again, I don't know. Oh, it's just some of the things that we go through. And I had this thing where he wants to fight. And he's just so uncomfortable. My house is a mess. And I have to fight just to keep him. Nope. Stop tearing up stuff. So this is what we do when he poops and I can't change him. And really, we've been fighting already for about 10 minutes, maybe. More than that. And it's just, it's hard. Sometimes, I find myself, when he gets like this, I found myself sleeping on the floor in the hallway. But he broke the door. So you have to sit down. He broke the door. And he broke the faucet this morning. And I can't even remember. Broke my fryer. Yeah. And he just wants to fight. Can't. You have to sit down. Yeah. So, and he just goes off on his mad tangent. So we can't even drug him because I can't secure him well enough to even drug him. And we're just fighting. See, I have to hold the door shut. And, yeah, you can hear him in there. And he's just going at it. Like I said, we have already been doing this 10, 15 minutes. And he won't let me change him. And he's just angry. And I know there's a lot of families out there that just experiences this. And, at first I thought it was destructive stimming, but I don't even know if this is what it is. I got to do more research on that and see if it's destructive stimming because he got the poop on him, and usually when people, not people, but these individuals, they stim, it's kind of like they gotta feel what they see or feel what they feel. Does that make sense? Okay, so he tried to calm down. If I can get him to calm down, see, he already, so where you at, bro? Okay, so he's coming back again. I gotta shut the door. If I can get him to calm down just a little bit, I can get this poop off of him. Oh, okay. So I know there's other families out there like this. And really, you need that support team. Can you sit down? No, watch your toe. He just kicked the dog. For families who do get babies like this, I would suggest that you guys limit where they go as far as, take one room and you can just turn it into a safe room. Like this room is a safe room. And he can't really hurt himself. He can't get in the bathroom. He can't get in the closet. However, the TV is mounted on the wall. And there's no curtains or anything, no choking hazards in there. So I would suggest you guys do that. I wouldn't suggest that you reverse the lock on the outside door. I wouldn't suggest that you do that. I think that's a little bit cruel because, you know, you don't want to be locked in no place. And they do still have, you know, our babies still have rights. You don't want to break them like that. But I just wanted to do this. I wanted to show you guys exactly what we go through. There's a lot of families out there like us. Let's see. Can you sit down? Can you sit down? Sit down. Sit down. You okay? Come on, sit down. Sit down. Stop. Okay. Stop. Now he's trying to go in his diaper. Stop. Well, if you let me change you, we'll be okay. Let me change you. Let me change you. We'll be okay. You gonna let me change you? Yeah. You can't be mad. Can't be angry. Nope. Can't do that. All right, Brian. You can't charge. Yeah. There's absolutely nothing that will calm him down. My son is 22, but mentally he's about 9 months old. Motor skills, he's about, 10 months old because he can't run. He can barely walk sometimes where his gait is really wobbly and off. And he doesn't understand consequence, reward, or anything. So it's really hard to teach him. He doesn't have eye contact for longer than 2 seconds. I think that's the max he has eye contact. But I can't, we can't train him things, you know, so it's kind of like we enforce sign language and things like that. And, gosh, she's really scratched me. Excuse my house, I'm still doing laundry. But, yeah, we can't really teach him anything. He's tore up the kitchen. Oh, goodness. So, thanks for watching. Support the families of WheePlaY. Like I said, there's a lot of families out there that's like us. He seems like he's quiet a little bit. If he's quiet, gosh, I wish I can change him, because if he's quiet, then he won't get a rash, you know. But the longer I have to let the poop stay on him, you know, it can cause some health issues. So I want to make sure. Are you quiet? Hey, you gonna let me change you? No. No fighting. No fighting. You can't let me, you can't fight. You can't fight. Okay, you're gonna stay there. So, that was about, nope. And he's strong. The boy is strong. Maybe because I got one hand, and he does outweigh me about 30, 40 pounds. But I can't even drug him. It's like, how do you know when somebody's going to poop? And how do you drug for that? You can't. I mean, I got some Valium to keep him calm, but I mean, you can't prepare and drug them. But how do you change your baby? And he's wilding the heck out like this. Whew, this boy, I'm telling you. A little bit about myself. So since we're waiting for my son to calm down. She said, I grew up in the Chicagoland area, and I was an Army brat. And we've traveled like Texas and Texas, Virginia, Georgia, things like that. My parents were stationed over there in Japan. And, you know, I was diagnosed with diabetes at a very early age, type 1. And I struggled, you know, going through school with the complications thing. But I managed to get through school. I managed to work. But I couldn't graduate college because I was just sick. So I ended up working several jobs. I'm a retired medic, and I ended up working several jobs. I was in school for chemical engineering, and all of a sudden, when I went to work one day, I got sick. And next thing you know, I just woke up 11 days later in ICU. They really never found out what was wrong. They did find out that I had some kind of immuno problem. I don't know if it was pretty much lupus and diabetes. So I had two struggles with that. I had two kids by this man that wasn't, look at him, he's calmed down. Okay, I'm gonna give him a little bit more time to adjust. But I had two kids by this man. You know, he wasn't a great man for me, but he is the father of my kids, and he was never really active, never active in my kids' life. So I was a single mom, working like 3 jobs and going to school. Moving forward, my son, I was never, my daughter's fine, but when I had my son, I was kind of catapulted into this other world because I never knew anything about autism, cerebral palsy, Wernicke-Hoffman's disease. You know, if I've seen it on some of my patients, no, I haven't even seen Wernicke-Hoffman's disease on some of my patients, but I've seen sickness, but you know, to actually have it in your house and work in that field is it kind of surreal. It kind of hits home. So over the time, say hello. Are you finished? Hey, okay. If you calm down, I can do it. Calm down. Hey, can I get you? I don't want to get you. There you go. Calm down. Yeah. Okay. Mommy coming in here. Oh, let me open up these box of wipes. Let mommy open up these box of wipes, okay? I gotta get these wipes. So really, after that, I had to. My junior year, I had really got sick. Like I said, we was in the hospital for so long, and then after I got out the hospital, I stayed in the hospital for about 6 months. And I didn't realize how sick I was. I was like, okay, yeah, I can get out the hospital. I can go back to school and all this other stuff. And I said, all I got to do is, get back up. Oh, you got to hold to the dishwasher liquid. But all I can do is get back up and, get back on my feet. However, one thing happened was when I got home, and I was going to go out for rehab and stuff, so I was in the hospital for 6 months. First thing I wanted to do was take a bath. Let me tell y'all, I got home, sat in that tub, and I could not figure out how to turn on the doggone faucet. That's when I realized I was really sick. So, make a long story short, I was never able really to go back to school. I couldn't even finish my psychology program because I had a double major of chemistry and psychology. Couldn't even finish because I kept getting sick. And the next thing why I had to quit school is because I woke up blind. No, literally. I went to bed and I woke up and I could not see a thing. I couldn't even see light. I woke up completely blind. And the thing about that is that I never even wore glasses. I had 20/25 vision. Never even wore a set of glasses. I stayed blind for almost 3 years. Yep. Took care of my son while I was blind. My son ended up getting in an accident with one of the emergency state work. Well, I ain't gonna say state workers, but the state had granted me some extended nursing hours or whatever. My son got hurt pretty bad because somebody, it was criminal. And after my son stayed in the hospital for another 2 years. So I was blind like 2.5 years. My son was in the hospital pretty much throughout my duration of being completely blind. And you know what? We made it out. we made it out of there. It was a struggle. When you go through things of severity, you do find out who your real friends are, And so, I started WheePlaY. I started WheePlaY way back in, let's see, probably about 98. Yeah, I started WheePlaY in general with kids because I saw it was a need for services. But as my son got older, I was like, oh man, there's really a big need for it. And like I said, I was never around anyone who had autism. And I didn't know how destructive it can be. When they're little, you can control them. But as my son gotten older, he doesn't understand, and he outweighs me. He doesn't outpower me. I can still control him. So, don't be like, oh, you got to send somebody to the house because I'm in deep trouble. No, I'm not. I'm doing things as far as what any other parent would do. I don't want any abuse from my son because he has been abused, like in the public schools and things like that. And, it gets really nasty. So that's a peek into my life. We are starting a community for families like us. I'm not the only family that goes through this struggle. And I want to let other families know I understand. And I am not, solely by myself, but I understand. And we're really trying to help families like us. It's a lot of babies out there who are not good candidates for homes or schools, and those are, I'm not going to say those are the only ones that's in my focus, but those are the ones that do need priority, those families, because when you have a loved one that is not a good candidate for a school or a home, it's really hard to get somebody to give them gracious care. And that means it's really hard for you to go out and get 4 rolls of toilet paper if you need it, because you have to take these babies with you, especially if you don't have anybody in your support group. This community that we're starting is to help families like us. It's like pretty much we know your struggle, and like I said, it's hard to shop, it's hard to do anything. It's hard to even go to the bathroom when you have babies like ours. And, it's kind of like, what do we do? So let's see if I can get him. I can just get him. It smells really bad, too. It smells really bad. Okay. Long as we didn't get poop everywhere, we are batting 1,000. Say hello. Say hello. Hello. Okay, so this is going to take me about 40 minutes to change him if he stays cooperative, because we got to wash the butt pretty good. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate all you guys, all the support and the comments that you guys give me and extend to my family. I do appreciate that. Please continue to support WheePlaY to help with families like ours. It's really a needed effort. We're not just helping the children, we're helping, well, not just the children, I'm just saying the loved ones. We're helping the entire family, because it breaks down the fabric of the relationships. It breaks down the fabric between the husband and wives and the siblings. It breaks down everything, So let me try to change him, and I'm going to see how going live with this would help, just so you can see a peek into my life. Thank you guys for watching so much. I highly appreciate it. Support WheePlay. All right. See you in a bit. Thanks.